Hey, YouTube. All right, I'm gonna wait till some of y'all come on. Come on in the room. All right, I finished eating my dinner. All right, y'all might have to catch the replay, so I'm gonna start. I don't know why nobody is on here yet. Usually somebody jump on here real quick. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna start because I have things I need to do. I need to study. So, anywho, as you can see from my title, so last week Biden passed the not a law, but approved the student loan forgiveness of $20,000 if you receive the Pell Grant, or $10,000 for the federal student loan forgiveness, and also froze the payments until December 31st. So, of course, there's been a lot of hoopla and controversy from Republicans and people on YouTube and social media speaking about is going to just increase and make it worse for the economy in terms of inflation and that's not fair. And I paid my student loans, and why should people get their student loans forgiven, et cetera, et cetera. But as hey, one person, go ahead and say hello in the chat so I know who you are. I don't like people lurking in my channel, especially since I found out recently of a coworker who's been looking at my channel. I don't know how they knew I have a YouTube channel, but at Amazon, but people got big mouths, so ain't no telling. That's why I don't make any kind of comments about anybody in particular at Amazon, because people will love to go back and say something crazy. But anyway, excuse me if I'm eating, but you will see my healthy dinner that I made today, which was salad, broccoli, and 2 chicken wings that was cooked in the air fryer. So it's not baked, not fried. So it's very healthy. It's been a long time since I really ate healthy. So I'm trying to go more of low carbs, incorporate more vegetables, more lean meat, and I eat meat every day. So, because my diabetes has been off the chain, and I need to go back to what I used to doing, because I would never feel no pain in my feet or nothing of the sort. And then I got my brand new sneakers today from Skechers. I ordered 2, one for work and one for regular workout and exercise. So I will be trying them on later on tonight. Make sure that it feels comfortable but someone told me about some hookahs. So those hookahs are very expensive, but I have to see because I can't find 11 wide, even in hookah. So I don't know. Hopefully those sketches feel very good. But I'll show y'all that tomorrow or sometime later on, and do a review. But anywho, back to the topic. So anyway, um, so student loans, $10,000, $20,000 will be forgiven. Hey, two people, go ahead and hit the thumbs up in the chat in YouTube, and please comment and subscribe. So, but I've there's also been reports that those student loan forgiveness, whether it be $10,000 or $20,000, you will have to pay taxes on your state tax return. Not all states, but there were at least 11 states, plus there may be some more, that's going to require that when you get those student loans forgiven of $20,000, $10,000, that's going to increase your taxable income for your state income tax. And if that's the case, if it's a $10,000, $20,000 increase, hey, three people, if there's an increase in your state income tax, it may be highly likely that you will owe your state income tax. You may not get a refund, but don't quote me on that, because until you actually do your tax return next year, and which some of y'all know, I work at TurboTax, and I will be resuming some tax topics, especially with the gig economy and also some other news. So I will be doing more news about that. So the 11 states. Now I didn't look at the list because when I read it on NBC or CNN News or Yahoo Finance, it was so many different sources that spoke about it. And because of that, it may be good in a way that you have your $10,000, $20,000 student loan forgiven if it's a federal student loan, not private student loans, that you're going to have to pay state income tax. And there's about 11 states. Now, I know a lot of them were southern states, Arkansas, most likely Georgia. Florida doesn't have state income tax, so you don't have to worry about that. Tennessee doesn't have state income tax, so you don't have to worry about that. But North Carolina, Virginia, it was a lot of states, put it that way. It's 11, but unfortunately, a lot of states can pass legislation later on to have that as taxable income. So a lot of states that may be required that you pay the state, pay some taxes on that, on your state tax return, there's going to be a lot of delays. Let me tell you, when I thought about that, I said, oh, hell no. It's going to be some problems galore, because at the end of the year, even though this is September 6th, around November, December, that's when the IRS and this Department of Revenues of every state starts to update their systems. Now, if that's going to be a change in the tax for the state income tax, it's going to have a lot of delays when it comes time to file your tax return. And then it's going to affect the possible delays of the state income tax return being processed. And it's also going to affect a lot of companies like TurboTax with their systems as well. Now, because this student loan forgiveness was given so late, because technically it's late, August, um, and then it's supposed to take effect in a couple months. It's gonna be a whole lot of mess. Let me tell you that it's gonna be a whole lot of mess because in the next 3 weeks or so, even me, we'll be notified about the update of our student loan balances. But also at the same time, the states that requires that you pay state income tax, not federal, so don't get confused. Because a lot of people, I don't know, for some silly reason, people act like they don't know the difference between state income tax and federal income tax. You know, and I'm not talking about people who just came to this country and just didn't know. But even if you lived in other countries, their concept is pretty much the same. So don't get confused with the IRS and Department of Revenue or the Tax Franchise Board, which is the revenue office in California or any other state agency, unless you live in 4 states that don't have state income tax. So I don't know what's going to happen because if all these changes in legislation and updates, it's going to be a whole lot of delays come um, next year tax season because everything that's done for next year taxes, everything is done 2, 3 months prior before the tax season starts. So all these people who want to wait till December 31st, December 1st, and run out there and try to file an income tax return to get some money, don't do that because you cannot file a tax return December 31st with your last pay stub because a lot of people so used to thinking that that's free money. Oh, that's free money. I'm going to file my tax return because I'm going to get a refund. Let me tell you, that's going to don't expect some refund, especially if you're getting a state refund. Matter of fact, most people, you don't even get a very large refund from the state. I remember for years, I always used to owe like $30, $40 to South Carolina or Georgia. And I was like, well, how come every time I claim zero on my withholdings when I filled out my paperwork for the W-4 for the state, and I'm always getting some little amount of a refund. And then when I started getting a refund from the state, it's not a whole lot. I tell you that. So if you think about your state refund, and I don't make a whole lot of money, but I don't make less either. Um, that get 500. If you get $500-$600 of a refund from the state, and you got a student loan owing getting $20,000 or even $10,000 forgiven, and you have to report that as income on your state tax return, most likely you're going to owe. Unfortunately, a lot of people's going to have a tax bill for your state because of that student loan forgiveness of $10,000, $20,000. Now, I don't know what it's going to be, but I know, speaking from experience, my refunds for the state is usually not a whole lot. It's not like two, three, four, $5,000. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing like that. Most people, and I've done a lot of returns in my 20-something years working at the IRS, working at TurboTax for these last 3 years, doing tax returns on the side. People refund is very little when it comes to the state. It's usually a couple $100, but it's never a large sum. But this $10,000, $20,000 student loan forgiveness is going to result into a lot of people owing taxes in 13 states. Now, I didn't list all the 13 states, but a lot of things are going to be pending. Let me eat my broccoli. Hold on, y'all. Mm-mm. A lot of states may possibly pass something in the legislation that they're going to require that state that student loan forgiveness be considered taxable income. Because just because the government is forgiving the student loans, even though we are still paying for that service. So a lot of people who's crying and complaining about that's not fair and why shouldn't and this and that or whatever. I'm paying taxes on the same forgiveness. I'm paying taxes, even though yes, I may get a forgiveness, student loan forgiveness, but in all the years that I've been paying on these student loans, paying the interest and all that money and everything else, I'm turning around paying taxes too. People forget about that. You still pay taxes. So, stimulus money, you know, all this money that people was getting for the advanced child tax credit, all these earned income tax credit for people who've been getting Section 8 housing and everything else. My money is paying for all those services. If you're a taxpayer and you're working, you're paying the taxes, state and federal. So don't get it twisted and thinking that what's fair and I didn't go to school, I didn't go to college. Why should I pay for someone else to get their student loans forgiven and blah 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 blah. Why should I pay taxes? I looked at my tax bill for my county taxes, for my property taxes. I had to pay $1,400. No, not 14, more than that. $1,700 for my property taxes for this house. And I'm gonna go get another bill for my taxes on my vehicles. But when I look at the breakdown, I'm paying taxes for schools. I don't have any children that's in school, but why should I have to pay? And it was I looked at the breakdown. It's like a few $1,000s. It ain't no couple of dollars, $5, $10. I'm paying a few $1,000s just for the school tax in DeKalb County. I don't have any kids, but I'm paying the taxes. But anywho, that's all I want to say about the student loan forgiveness and the implications for the state taxes. But I'll talk more about that as the time progress, especially next year when tax season rolls around. So I'm still trying to work on my flyer and my business for tax season next year because doing tax returns next year is going to be a whole lot of money for people to do them, even if you decide to do it yourself. But a lot of people are going to be confused, complications, not going to understand. And I'm going to start providing not a whole lot because, I still work at Amazon and I still work at TurboTax and I'm still doing a whole lot of things. So I'll do if anyone needs help doing their taxes, answering tax questions, I'll do a few channels. Not maybe a couple of live streams, but I'll also probably do a lot of short videos. And then I'll start doing a pay for service, meaning that if you have any specific questions about taxes, I'm not doing the free advice no more. I've been doing free advice for years, and my channel's not monetized. And I've given a lot of advice to people, and I still see on YouTube a lot of ill advice, a little wrong information that people are giving out. So I'm not doing that no more. I will appreciate if when I start doing it, I will put up my Cash App. I will put up my for donations because it's not cheap for me to purchase the software, do people taxes where I'm doing their state return for free, charging very little. Hey, Shelly Shell, you ain't see my video downloaded yet for my eating habits. I just downloaded a 2-minute video a couple minutes ago. Oh, let me show you real quick. It ain't look like this, but if you look at the thumbnail, I have salad, super greens, which was tomatoes, cucumbers, steamed broccoli, baked chicken wings that I baked in the air fryer, not fried. And I put some barbecue sauce that had no sugar, no high fruit, not no high fruit corn syrup or nothing. But okay, well, the download of the other video I did a few minutes ago, it would download. It's gonna show my little pretty plate of my eating. So that's what I'm eating. I'm eating dinner. I'm eating real healthy. I said, I went to this farmer's market last night, and no, this chicken wings I bought from Sam's Club the day before. I made I baked this chicken in the air fryer, that little air fryer I got. So I cooked the chicken. I didn't buy the chicken from the Cab Farmers Market. I was there at 8:30 at night last night, and they had no chicken left. And I love the Cab Farmers Market chicken, but they had nothing. Everything was gone. Everything was eaten. The day before, when I went to Sam's Club to return some organic green beans that was spoiled, they ain't had no chicken either. I was like, well, goddamn, the $5 chicken was gone too. But I bought me some chicken wings, the big pack at Sam's Club. I just bagged them up in the freezer. I put them in the bags, and I had bought me some pork chops. It was a lot in those bags. So I had separated the meats, put them in the freezer, and so yeah, that's what I'm eating. Baked chicken wings. Only I made 4 chicken wings, but I'm only eating 2. And I had this big green salad with steamed broccoli. When I went to the farmer's market, I bought me some broccoli, cucumbers, Roman tomatoes, um, spinach, some vegetable quiche that I had for lunch slash breakfast. Well, really was because I ate so late in the afternoon. I had the quiche with those vegetables with and they make their stuff from scratch. So everything was organic in the ingredients. And then I'm just eating this large plate, which mostly is vegetables, steamed broccoli, super greens, tomatoes, and cucumbers. So no carbs. So, all right, let me stop eating. And then I put vinaigrette, raspberry vinaigrette bought from Lindel's. It has no corn syrup, no sugar, no nothing. It was um, just a splash of Italian dressing, which is basically what was in that olive oil? It wasn't, put it this way, yeah, no sugar in it. I made sure. So I'm trying to go on this. No more eating at Culver's, no more Chick-fil-A, most definitely not no McDonald's. Um, that's it. I'm going back to my eating habits again. My Skechers sneakers came in today. One of them, I had ordered 2 pairs. One for work, supposed to be a work Skechers, and then one for my regular walking. So it's getting cool. So I'll be going back to Stone Mountain again, walking around the park, going up the mountain. So I'm going back to what I used to be doing, you know. And then the Y has a free week where I get to go to the Y for 1 week for free. So I'm going to be going in the pool. So I could, at least get 1 week in working out in the pool, and and then work on my bike. Okay. Well, tell me how. Well, do a review on that so you could. You should do a review on the sneakers. I'm gonna do a review on my sketches tomorrow. So hopefully It feels very comfortable, and I'll be walking. I would have gone walking tonight, but it's already 9:15, and I'm still eating dinner. Ooh, this man. I still gotta finish. Let me eat this. Uh-oh. Yep, steamed vegetables. Steamed broccoli. No more eating junk. Thank you. So when I make my little 22-minute video, I'm gonna start putting out what I ate every day and be accountable. So y'all can hold me accountable. But these last 2 days, going to Sam's Club and then going to farmers market yesterday, I spent over $100. But the meats, um, at the Sam's Club, when I broke down that pork chop, I'm not gonna fry the pork chop, and it was so big. I said, "Well, shoot, I have, I put them in bags, put them in the freezer. So even if I had one pork chop, it was so big I could cut them in half and don't have to, that's like 2 servings for one pork chop. So I got meat for days. I still have at least 3 whole chickens in the freezer, and the chicken wings, and some chicken thighs, and salmon. So I was like, you know what? All this time I had all these groceries and food. I don't need to be buying no kind of food, no meats. That's for sure. No meats. And then I bought me a big watermelon. So the watermelon I bought from the farmer, it was seeded. So I ate a little bit. That's what I had too. I had a little bit of watermelon before I ate my dinner as a dessert. And it was seeded and it was so good. I was like, ooh. Yep. I steamed it just enough just to give a little crunch. I sure did. Mm-mm. And they said broccoli is really good when it comes to controlling your diabetes and stuff. So I know when I used to eat vegetables and I had lean meats, I ain't eat meat every day either. And when I went to the Cat Forest Market, I put back that banana bread. I was like, "What? Y'all went up from $5.99 to $6.80 something?" I put that. I didn't put it down because of the price. I put it down because I said, you know what? Mm-mm. Put that bread. Put that cake down. I put that cake down. I left it. So I said I came here to get vegetables, fruit at the Cat Farmers Market. That's it. Hey, Sally. No, I didn't go back. I didn't go back at the corner again. I don't think. I think at that point when I went there, she was already gone. So I guess you know, um, watermelon season is practically almost over. You know, so watermelon season only lasts for like maybe July for Georgia. So this being September, that was it. So, but don't worry, she'll be back next. She'll be back next year. Whenever I'll be right on back over there again. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But the watermelon I bought at the Cat Farmers Market last night, it was seeded and it was good. So I had a big one. I cut it in half, put it in the refrigerator. So I'll be eating that as my snack. And that's it. But Yeah, watermelon gonna be in season just for. I think that's it. So anyway, so that's what the situation is with the student loan forgiveness. It's 11 states that's going to require that you pay state income tax, and that's just going to be a whole headache come next year with the updates in the systems and people who thought they were getting refunds and for the, especially for the state tax return. Um, they may owe taxes. And another thing that's going to affect that too is that, say for instance, you get some type of assistance with your state. You know, like some people get some type of government assistance for the state, not federal. I'm not talking about no federal. Some people get certain type of assistance like housing and child care and some kind of support based on your income. That $20,000 or $10,000 is going to likely make you possibly not get those benefits from the state anymore. Because if you were entitled to some kind of income because you're low income, like some states or most states have earned income tax credit, just like the federal EIC, the state also has earned income tax credit. That $10,000, $20,000 that you're going to have to report on your state income tax, depending what state you live in, will make you ineligible for those type of benefits. So even though we jumping for joy and people happy about it, there was never provisions from the federal government about the state because the state and the federal are separate and they have their own laws and rules and tax credits. But a lot of people that were used to getting some type of assistance or whatever, that $20,000 is going to put you over the limit for some benefits. So if y'all don't really, a lot of people they focus too much on getting a refund for the federal that they don't even think about the state. They don't think about state implications and um, income when it comes to the state. You know, so y'all be forewarned. Remember I told y'all. Remember I told y'all that, and it's going to be a mess, especially those 11 states, and then there's possibly other states are going to implement that they want that be reported as income too. So there will be some other states that's going to possibly um, do that. So luckily, if you live in Nevada, Florida, Tennessee, Washington State, you're lucky you don't have state income tax. You're lucky. But um, the 11 states, um, Georgia. See, I didn't even look at the whole list because when I read, I was like, man, basically it's going to be, I think, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina. mm, I can't think of the other ones. Um, I can't think of the other ones. I know it was 11, and I didn't even, um, Wisconsin. It was I can't remember all of them. I can't name all of them. But the reason why is because there are, it's still kind of like up in the air as to this whole student loan forgiveness because people trying to block that from happening. And anything that comes when it comes to the federal government and downloading information and conveying information, I always say, you know what? I'll wait until I get my statement. No, I could look into it further as well. Because like I said, it's not going to be just 11 states. It's going to be a whole bunch of other states too that's going to be thinking about it. And like I said, the way how they pass this along so late, and it takes the government and the state at least a few months before tax season starts again to download their systems, implement laws, um, put things on tax forms and put things in software and all that stuff. They may say, okay, well, we're not going to do it this year. We do it next year. So you not when I say next year, I'm not talking about next year, 2023. I'm talking about the next tax season after next year, which is 2024. So we have to kind of wait and see what happens. So, because just like anything else, things always become reactionary. People always come up and bring stuff up at the last minute. And that's when they want to go back and forth, pass legislation, fight. You know, and since a lot of states, like in Georgia, election year for the governor, and a lot of other states, you have to vote on the governor and the Senate and everything else, and a state legislation matter. A lot of stuff be kind of be put on hold because then now they want to know, because this is too new. It's too new, so the states has to kind of decide and how they're going to implement it and how they're going to go about it. So things will always change in a matter of a drop of a dime. I just know that I read 11 states and I didn't even go down the list because things are still up in the air. So, but I'm just saying that if the states we're going to require that you report that as income, $10,000, $20,000, that basically means a lot of people are not going to get a refund when it comes to the state. You may possibly owe the state that you live in because of that. So just think about that. All right, so my next new topic is Amazon. So I heard it on another big YouTube channel yesterday, well, today rather, but I also read it today on Business Insider that Amazon and Miss Shelley Show, this goes your side of town, this is your city. 2 facilities in Amazon are laying off 300 Amazon employees. They're shutting down the I'll talk about that tech sales things going. I'm doing Salesforce because that's SV Academy was a bunch of bullshit, and I'll talk about that in a different video. But I still have my LinkedIn profile for Salesforce, not Salesforce, for technical sales, and I haven't really applied for any positions in technical sales as an SDR or anything. So I had, they had issues with Amazon Career Choice and and helping the employees who worked at Amazon in that field, especially with the postgraduate for the career services. So I went and did. I'm doing Salesforce, but that's a whole nother thing. But the looks of it, I'm not gonna get off topic. I'm just gonna answer your question, SI or S, whatever your name is. Um, a lot of these companies that's hiring for technical sales or SDR roles, I just can't see how You're supposed to be calling companies to offer products and services, and a lot of companies are cutting back. So um, I've went on interviews, and I had interviews with certain companies to apply for a position, but I didn't get anything. But I'm not going to worry about that. So, anywho, let me go back to what my topic is. I'm trying to stay on topic, and I need to study. So I'm not going to be here long. I'm going to be here for about another 20 more minutes. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. In my opinion, I don't think it is because all those companies up there in San Francisco and a lot of those companies that even SV Academy, they have partners or so-called partners. I just don't think they were really hiring like that. I don't think so because even though I've been on LinkedIn and I do follow some people, and some people say, "Oh, I just got a position at such and such a company." I never heard of these companies, and I just have a feeling that people just gonna stay there for a few. People gonna stay there for a few months, whatever, get the experience, trying to move on to something else. But I don't think so. It's too many companies laying people off, and too many people cutting back, and this is what leads to my discussion with Amazon. I'm like 42. Do you think? No, I'm 50. I'm 53, and I was thinking I was too old to do it for anything in technical. No, nope. But I went through AARP and my resume to have it evaluated, and basically they say I have a lot of great experiences, but I need to They say even though ageism it still exists, they said that biases is still going to be there. So they told me to kind of revise my resume and kind of not date myself. So I have to do a lot of changes to not indicate my age because of my vast experience. But but tech sales is still good to go into. But you know, I'm taking advantage of the Salesforce admin program, which is Amazon, which is the other program that Amazon offered, and they dropped SV Academy from their program, and I knew something was up because it was very vague when they said it in the middle of the program about Amazon is they're not continuing with SV Academy. This is the last course for um, for Amazon employees. Oh, they actually when you graduated from college. No, when they did it actually on in person or did it actually on the application? High school. Mm-mm. Nope. You don't even put high school on there if you you don't even put high school on there unless you grad. If you went to college or technical school or any type of training, you don't need to put your high school on there on your resume. Even if you went online and you took some courses and programs on the application. I don't know why these companies be using a paper application. I wouldn't put it. I haven't did it, filled out a paper application in years. And most of the time, if you fill out a paper application, it's usually some low end job or whatever. But on Indeed, really, hmm, I don't know. I have to do my resume over anyway and my LinkedIn profile all over again anyway. So, but at a certain point, you don't need to put high school unless you 16, 17, 18. You may put high school, but anything. If you 40 something, 30 something, 20 something, you don't need to put high school in there. You do not. So, but anyway, let me talk about this Amazon situation. So, Shelly Shell, on your side of town in Baltimore, I don't know where it is. Um, they're shutting down or closing down two Amazon facilities in Baltimore, and it's about 300 employees, so it can't be that big, huge facility center like the one I work at. But um, 300 employees are going to be placed elsewhere, wherever the next facilities are in Baltimore. So they closing down one, they closing down two, and they're going to be transferred to different locations. That's if they want to be transferred or whatever. And then it was also that I read that 200 something facilities. See, Amazon was trying to open up all over the place, right? They had canceled it. They're no longer opening up these 200 something facilities because of the economy recession. So they had planned on opening up 200 something facilities, and that's off the board. That's scratch. They even finished one I heard in Nebraska, and they're not going to open up in 2023. Well, they didn't say which one, but um, they didn't say which one. I didn't get it, but whichever Amazon facility that's small, whatever the little smaller ones, that's the one. So those are the two, rather. You hear it more on the local news. I didn't read it on the. I didn't see no local news in Baltimore, but I read it. But whatever your local news channel is, they may have said it, but it's two locations. So and and I kind of figured something was going to happen because where I work at, remember I tell you when I come to work Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, every Thursday, they always have like 50 people or maybe more outside waiting for new hires to, or new onboarding. And for the last couple of months, I want to say maybe over a little bit over 2 months, I haven't seen nobody coming in there to be hired. And if they do, and if they are hiring, it might be so unnoticeable. Like it may be 5, 6 people, but they're not hiring. If you go to Amazon and you see what they don't have a lot of position openings like they used to. I'm talking about for the facilities, like the ones where you be a warehouse associate, where you just simply, ooh, they hiring. This is the shift. These are the days. Let me click on this. You go there and take the drug test. They give you the drug test that same day. Do a little swab of your mouth. Put it in a bag. You start. You don't have to really interview, but you just, now, it ain't like that. It ain't like that no more, at least for a while. And no, October next month will be the fourth quarter. And that's when a lot of companies do not hire on the end of the year. So for these last couple of years, when they had all these, we're now hiring, we need people, we hiring, and people were still stuck on, I'm gonna work and do Uber and Grubhub and or whatever, whatever. You know, even then, that's gonna have an effect on people who doing these gig work, especially if you're doing um, the bigger ones. Where you picking up food or deliveries or whatever the case may be. A lot of these companies, restaurants, people are not going to be ordering food. And I also heard that ain't people they may have to go to order food and do the cheapest way possible. They don't even have money to tip. So I know some people be getting all mad, upset. I ain't getting no tip, whatever. People just don't have the money to tip. Point blank, period. People are not gonna, people are hard up for money to buy food. They may not be able to, you know, go grocery shopping, or even if they get food stamps or SNAP or whatever, and you go and buy groceries, even using Instacart and all these other services, unless you don't have a car, people are just really strapped for money. And I'm not talking about you have to be dirt poor either. I'm talking about even if you have moderate income, or you know, you got two, three kids, or you got household of people, and people are really struggling. Even if you have two jobs, or you have two people in the household broke working, that is becoming a financial burden in a sense. People had problems going buying school supplies. I was reading an article yesterday or last night how people were struggling. Some people was making six figures, was struggling to even come up with school supplies for their kids. That's how hard it was. Book bags, $25. You know, and we ain't talking no big old book bag either. People are really strapped, and the prices are just so ridiculous. And then with Amazon having to close down those two facilities in Maryland, and then cancel um, opening 200, 300 something facilities, that's not the end of it. I know that. I know, when I speak to my co-workers on the cohort at the program I'm doing, and we be talking. I said, they was like, "Hey, how you doing?" They said, "Oh, I'm taking, oh, they offered BTO today," and I was like, "Where you work at?" And they be working all over the country. They be taking BTO, and they live in California, Florida, all over the place. They got BTO, and they don't even work at night. I mean, some of them don't even work at nighttime. Some of them work during the day. Even when I try to come in a couple of days to make some extra money and go on certain shifts, I heard that they was BTOing during the daytime of the department I'm at. I'm like, what? Y'all ain't been busy like that? Shoot. And but I don't know. I know they probably need to hire people because every day I get there's some extra hours, voluntary. They call it BET, voluntary extra time. They had paid $4 extra if you worked. Yesterday they were looking for people to work certain hours. I was like, nope, nope. It's Labor Day. I'm not doing it. I said, nope. Even though I live 5 minutes away, I could easily come to work and say, oh, let me do it, work and get an extra $4 with my pay, and I could work 3 hours. It was 10 hours. I said, nope, not doing that. 3.5, nope. Nope. I'll be in my bed sleeping from 1:30 in the morning to 4:30, so I could rest. I just couldn't do it. I said, I'm not. I know a lot of people working where I work at other places. They may pick up as many hours as they want and be like, I'm like, I can't do it. I have other obligations. I need to study for the Salesforce exam. I enjoy it so far. You know, I got other things I need to try to get myself into the IT field. But SI, you're not too old because I'm older than you, and I've always spoke about taking advantage of um, programs, and even going online. A lot of these programs offering um, tuition assistance and free training, especially in cybersecurity, and it's a whole bunch. It's so many things that I could do that I've been so confused to say, well, which one I want to do. And I try to learn all these different things at one time. And I was like, they say, oh, take two, you need to choose one and concentrate on that one. I've been trying to learn all these different things at the same time. And, you know, and I always ask the question about ageism and how do I transition from my current experiences. And um, it's working out well. Like I said, SV Academy could kiss my ass because, like I said, they weren't, even though I completed the program, I have the certificate on my LinkedIn and I did the whole entire program. But I asked them all that time, those 2 months, I said, what about you work at Amazon? How does it work with the career um, assistance? They said, we don't know. We don't know. It's separate. And I was like, when they first start talking crazy like that, I should have said, you know what? Especially since Amazon didn't the um pay the program, and because they didn't even process it. They got it. I gave it to them from day one, way before the class started. I gave them the information. And I was like, why didn't they process it yet? Mm-mm. Nope. Now I know why. I need to contact my other coworker up in California. I think she's still on my LinkedIn. I need to call her to see how she's doing. Did she find anything? But hmm, I've been getting requests on my LinkedIn profile about about the tech sales, and I may still apply, but I want to be more of a business analyst. I don't. I said, you know what? Do I really want to call 300 companies and send 300 emails to companies to sign up for a software program or some type of system? And I said, nah, I don't want to do that. I said I did not want to do that. I mean, it's good that I learned. It's good that I gained the technical experience in technical sales and learned some of the softwares that I did, but I didn't like the way how they SV Academy. I didn't like the way how they handled the things with Amazon and how they, you know. And I never spoke to them on the phone. The only person I spoke to on the phone was basically the instructor, who they call them program managers. And she was the only one I spoke to. She was the one who was doing the class, and she was even kind of like, "You sure you could do this, Teresa? You sure?" I'm like, I'm doing the program. I fell behind. I participated in class, and she sounded so doubtful. And she was a student at SV Academy, and she didn't even get a position. So they hired her to be like a instructor or something or another, I guess you could say. So I don't know. Like I said, this whole economy and this whole recession is really um this whole thing is really kind of like affecting everyone in every type of industry, whether you do gig work, doing food deliveries, grocery shopping, delivering groceries, picking up people, whatever the case may be, Uber, Lyft, whatever, even survey.com. Even when I do my assignments, I was like, well, goddamn, I used to get assignments like this. Now all of a sudden I look on there, I said, who's been taking up my assignments? Every time they offer it to me, then I click on it, and then it sees that it's already not available. So somebody's been snatching up my little assignments, you know? So I was like, what the hell? Now, luckily for me, I'm working TurboTax So it's not really affecting me that much. But I still have some other gigs that I still do. I'm not gonna. I still have some other gigs that's still in my area that I can still do. So Shelly, what are you talking about? What? Oh my God, what did I do? What do you mean? What'd you do? Did you block somebody? All right, all these vegetables and stuff is making me full. Oh, I think I ate way beyond the number of servings of vegetables for dinner. Let me try to finish. I've been on here for an hour. So, anywho, that's basically what's been going on. You know. And another thing, I haven't really looked into it yet, but Amazon has some kind of new program. You know how y'all know that no, I haven't ended it. It was some kind of program, you know how like people sell items on Amazon. Remember I tell you Amazon is an e-commerce site. They don't really sell the products, they just um technology where people sell items on Amazon. They had some kind of new program. I don't know what it is. I have to look into it. I just read it briefly, but I didn't really pay too much mind to it. Um, Something with the partners, because people um, when they want to sell on Amazon, Amazon basically gets a piece of the cut, basically, and the way how a lot of people who would sell on Amazon, because see, that affects terms of the supply chain. So if people don't have, and these are companies too, not little small individuals, but even companies that sell items on Amazon, if they don't have the products in order for them to continue to sell on Amazon. See, that affects it. That's why Amazon, they losing money. They always been losing money, but it's just a lot of things that's coming up. I don't know if we have got into the bad situation or worse situation yet in this economy, but a lot of people say during this economic downturn is one of the best opportunities to really make money. So you can't look at people say, oh, the real estate. First of all, that's too general. When they talk about the real estate market, everything is slowing down. It's always been slowing down around this time of the year. But it's not every area that's just going to be that's going to be affected. House prices is not going down. It's not going to go lower. So don't forget. Don't think about that. Rent and everything else will still be increasing. If anything, a lot of people who own these homes, they're going to say, well, they want people to move out because they want to upgrade. Either that, or they're gonna be moving. The people who own these properties, they're gonna move back into these places themselves. You know, so either you're gonna come out on top of this economic downturn or whatever, or you're gonna be at the bottom. But it's all how you approach this economy. If you cut back on your spending, cut back on your debts, pay off whatever debts you have, um, invest in real estate or stock market. You know what? Because not everybody, this whole big thing you're going to hear on YouTube is everything's on sale. Go ahead and buy it now. That's true because I have, and I'm going to show you my investments, not today because it's already an hour. I'm going to show you some of the things that I do and some of the investments that I do. I don't do no cryptocurrency, so I may do like 1%, or even a 0.5% of my investments. I do that, but nothing major. I think it was Ethereum, and that's not even a whole lot. When I mean it ain't a whole lot of money, I'm talking about it's not even $50 that I put in that. But the other things that I do, Robinhood and Cash App, they have, you know, I buy a few investments and stocks on there, and then I do the real estate, and I start off with $100 every month, and it's been going up. So you have to look at um, this time as a way of getting into the market now while things are low. Because the way I look at it, all these things we going through now, 2 years ago when the coronavirus happened, everybody was getting that stimulus money, everybody was getting all this money, and even I got the Ely grant. I saved most of that money. I didn't spend it like I didn't. Let me go and spend it. Let me buy this. Let me buy that. I didn't do that. I saved a lot of that money. And I put it into my emergency fund. Um, a lot of people were saving money 2 years ago. A lot of people they had so much people were saving so much, but I knew that all this money they was printing out. I said, this gonna be. It ain't gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. And I knew. 2 years later, I knew there was gonna be a downturn. I spoke about a downturn 5 years ago. I spoke about that right before coronavirus happened because that's the way how the economy works. 2008, 2009, when it was a real estate collapse, I bought my house real cheap. Now my house is almost double than what I paid for. That's why people calling me and people calling people in these areas and want to buy a house. And nope. When I'm ready to sell, or if I turn around and decide I'm going to do this as an investment property, because that's what my intentions were, was to do this as investment property. I'll do this as an investment property. I have to wait till I find somebody who could come and do these upgrades. But I'll wait. But in the meantime, I'll just save. I keep saving my little bit of money. You know, try to do a little bit of things like finish tearing up this carpet, or whatever I need to do. And because like I said, before I turn 60, which is going to be, God willing, which is 6 years from now, from November, I'll be 54 this year. So before I turn 60, 6 years from now, we don't know what's going to happen. 6 years from now, the economy, all my little investments, all my little things I've been doing, everything is going down. For now, it'll come back up. And for those who are like in their 20s, young, 30s, even if you're 40, you still have more time to see. I see less Amazon card. What do you mean Amazon cars? You talk about Uber? I don't know what you mean Amazon cars. Amazon don't have any cars. What are you talking about? Trucks? Deliveries? Okay. Ain't nobody got no money to be up. I mean, like I said, people ain't got money like that. But I mean, they still out there delivering, but it just depends. It just all depends. I bought 2 watches, fitness watches. I took that back. I put it in the box. I said, nope, I don't want this. And I had them pick up the 2 boxes, and I'll get my $100 and something back for the 2 watches that I bought, and see what happens. Anywho, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And I'll probably eat the same dinner tomorrow: steamed broccoli, vegetables, chicken. I don't know. All I know is the facility I work at, they seem to have extra hours during the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they got extra hours, and I ain't doing them. I'm gonna stay right. I'm gonna stay right at home and rest and work my other job. I might do it one day, mm, but I would never do 10 hours extra. I may do three, but sometimes it depends on But I don't know. Who knows? All I know is um, all I know is when I told y'all, I said y'all better hurry up and apply for a job at Amazon, and you could choose whatever schedules they have and take advantage of the services they have, like the health insurance from day one. After 3 months, you could go to school, and it's not just school. They have um, see a lot of people I work with, a lot of our coworkers, they from Ethiopia and Southeast Asia and Africans. There's a lot of people from different countries that I work with at Amazon and Stone Mountain. They taking advantage of those free courses for English and a whole lot of stuff. They have its benefits, I tell you. As much as I complain about my feet being hurting and the long hours at times, Amazon has its great benefits. Sometimes some people could be a little bit, cracking the whip at times, but you just go ahead and do your work, do whatever. That's it. No, just go there, do what you got to do, and go home. And sometimes you have to ignore some certain things. Sometimes certain things get to me, and I'll be, but I know I'm on a mission to take advantage of learning some new skills and IT, and there's nothing wrong doing the gig work, but I don't know. I don't know. It ain't seem like it's looking great. All these people I used to follow throughout these years doing this gig work, I don't even see their channels anymore. I don't even see them. I don't even know what they're doing. They don't even pop up anymore. I'm like, dang, what are they doing? I don't know. I just know times are hard, but you have to kind of do what you got to do. Romeo, what is getting a vasectomy has to do anything with the conversation that we're discussing? You just randomly say stuff out the blue. Anyhow, let me go because I'm supposed to be studying and I'm sitting here. chatting with y'all. So like, comment, and subscribe. And where's Charlie at? Charlie ain't been. Charlie! Look at this. Well, you ain't gotta have a vasectomy not to have any kids. Just don't have sex. But that's a little bit TMI to know what you're doing. Romeo. Anywho, I was looking at the window earlier today when I was working. I see Charlie all up in the woods, and I screamed. I called him out of the window. I said, "Charlie, where you at?" And he come running back to the house. He all up in the woods. All if y'all ever see my backyard, I was like, he knew I was calling. He called. He like, yeah. He come sprinting back to the house. Mm-mm. I'm gonna start doing Charlie's own videos because I see a lot of cat videos that people are making. He's gonna have his own channel. I think they get more subscribers than me real quick. Okay, y'all. Let me go. Tomorrow's what, Wednesday? I'll be on tomorrow. Tomorrow evening. So y'all have a good night. Speak to y'all tomorrow. Bye, Romeo. Bye, Shelly Shell. Bye, SI. Bye, Sally. Who else is on here? Anybody else who's working in the background? All right. I'll talk to y'all later. See you tomorrow.